Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Friday update. So again, this one will be a little bit short. We're not talking anything in too detail. We have a little bit of updates, some projection for what's going to happen in the month of June. We'll touch base on the rates, obviously, the two properties we have pending, some listings that should be going up in the next few months here, as well as the current challenge that I'm doing. Also a food place. So right off the bat, rates for your 30-year conforming is at a 6.57. So it's a little bit lower than last week's. Your jumbo is sitting at a 6.35. FHA is sitting at a 6.18. So there, again, as I said, which is what we want to see, some stability. There is talks about what's going to happen in the next month, also September, October, November. Rates should be coming down. But I didn't want to touch base on this topic alone because I keep hearing this over and over and over again. The question is the market going to crash? Is there a recession? What do I think about it personally? What does the media say? What does the economists say? So if you do listen to the news, the media will definitely tell you that the market is receding, prices are dropping, etc. And then you ask a real estate agent who does this for a living and doesn't just read off a prompt, it's really not. We have a shortage of homes between 2.75 to 3.75 million across the United States. And if we break that down per state, Washington alone, we're short by a few 100,000. I'd say maybe 150,000 at least. So you want to talk about market recession when people don't have a home to buy. If there is low inventory, what happens to low inventory? The value goes up. This is why when you buy, I don't know, for instance, expensive watch, right? There's only a certain amount of these watches made, so they're going to appreciate in value. Yeah, you will see some decrease, but you're not going to see a watch go up to $7,000 and then all of a sudden be worthless at $45. You're not going to see that. Same thing as, shoes. I used to be very into shoes. I would buy shoes on release. When they would release, I'd hold on to them. And then when they would only release like maybe a few thousand of them across the entire world, you look at the shoe, you're like, okay, well now it's worth $1,500. That's great. The value went up. What happens when they start mass producing it? Value goes down. Same thing. When there is a short amount of homes on the market, which in the Seattle area, the median house sale price in Seattle is $765,000, which is not crazy. That's literally what we're selling homes for in Federal Way, Kent, Auburn, and in Puyallup. Puyallup, matter of fact, new construction is more expensive in Puyallup rather than buying a house in the Seattle area. So hearing the idea that there's a recession, yes, I see there's a struggle in the stock market, the rates are going up, but whenever inflation is high, rates are high. Whenever inflation is low, rates are low. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. I don't see personally, I may be wrong, but by what numbers and what statistics I have in front of me, the idea that I have in front of me, I don't see the value of properties dropping anytime soon, unless for some odd reason some builder decides to wake up one day and build another Bonnie Lake to Holly community, but 10x that, so that there's 150,000 homes, and then everybody lives in that community, and then the value of the homes will come down 20 to 40%. So until that doesn't happen, I really don't see the value of homes coming down so much that you're sitting there and you're scratching your head thinking about what am I going to do with my last pennies. I don't believe that. I do see, prices rising on certain things. I do see, the media, whatever. Don't focus too much on the media. The media will always try to tell you one thing and the reality is a completely other thing. If you have a question about what's going on and a little bit more in depth on why I do believe that we're not going to see a crash, one, I'll tell you right now, it's 100 times more difficult to get a loan now after 2008 than it was in 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, or even 07. Back then, you could have $2,000 to your name, buy $500,000 house, put $1,500 as a down payment and call it a day and walk it out. Nowadays, you got to make $100,000 a year as self-employed, pay enough in taxes, have 3.5% down minimum, or use a down payment assistance plan, which they're going to hike up your interest rate a little bit there. But you're protected. The banks are protected. You're not going to default on the loan. They're not just writing things out. That is why I believe we won't see a market crash. One, not enough inventory. Two, the obtaining of a loan is very hard. Three, we've done nothing but appreciate in value. Matter of fact, in 2021, homes were appreciating $100,000 a month for a span of 2 months when the market was so hot that everybody was listing their homes and selling for over asking. Somebody that bought 3 months prior was appreciating 100K in 1 month on their home just by living in it. Imagine that. Not a year, not even 5 years, not 10 years, a month. Now, after that rise, yeah, you're like, okay, well, the rates are up. How's it supposed to come down? We're still short on inventory. We're still struggling to get enough homes on the market. The good part, you buy a house, you're secured. The bad part is you're a little competitive there. It used to be, I don't know, 10 years ago, a month on the market. Oh, it's a freshly listed home. Now it's like 7 days on the market. You're like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with this home? Why has it been on the market for so long? Why is it not sold yet? Just a different time. But on a much better note, my birthday was yesterday, so your boy turned 22, the big double two. But other than that, the 2 houses that we have pending right now, one is in Edgewood, one is in Bonnie Lake, Sumner area. Bonnie Lake, Sumner area appreciated significantly over asking. Edgewood is appreciated above asking as well. So what I mean by that is we're under contract at 475, it appreciated at 495. We're under contract at 390, it appreciated above that. So the clients are moving in with a little bit of equity already into it. My best deal so far was a duplex in Bremerton. Excuse me. A duplex in Bremerton. It was from my investor. Amazing guy. Love that guy. They wanted 590 for it. We got it under contract for 440. And guess what it appraised at? It appraised at $590,000. It was worth the money. He made a solid investment. And not even less than, I think, 3 weeks after closing, he had his first tenants move in. Just like that. Bremerton, 10 minutes to the water, kind of tucked away, nice, quiet community. It's a split-level duplex, especially full gut, full remodeled. He got a crazy deal on it and got a lot of equity in it. So, as I said before, deals are still there. Contact me. There's just other ways to go about it. We got to find not exactly the hot property in the market, but more or less something that's been on the market for quite some time. Then you can get a good deal on it. But we are going to have Green Lake back on the market in June. So that's going to be something to look out for. Midsummer, boom, hot location. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Come check it out. We're doing some renovations to it, touching things up, making it look ideal, what it should look like, what it's going to look like, what it's going to sell at. We should have another listing in June. Most likely we'll see how that goes. We're still negotiating there. A few more towards the end of the year, but the most thing that we're focusing on right now is my 100-day challenge. So finally hit my first 2 days of 100 consecutive push-ups without a pause. I don't know how I did it. I don't know what happened because I did 100 push-ups in 1 day, and the following day I was struggling to hit 80. And 2 days later I hit it again at 100. It was just some burst of energy towards the end of the night. But still doing the ruck walk. Edgewood Police Department, shout out to them. They got me a private parking spot, for those that know, over at City Hall. Amazing people over there. But it's going to be hot this weekend, in the 80s. Let's go. What does that mean? If you're in the Upper King County, your probably first bet is to go to Golden Gardens. You know what happened at Golden Gardens 2 weeks ago, where you were bumping shoulders with every single person there. Don't forget your sunscreen, your hydration, your water. Stay hydrated. Drink up enough water. Use sunscreen. I know Golden Gardens is going to be packed to the roof. And Wildwood is going to be packed in Federal Way. I have a feeling Dash Point's going to be packed down Redondo as well. So, yeah, the park's going to be packed. Let's just get out with the family, enjoy some sun that we finally deserve here. Get that vitamin D, get your mood bursted through the roof. But cafe location, Bellevue, called Caffe Aloe. The only reason it's caught my eyes because I saw a photo. They had like this little dumpling or this, I'm going to butcher the name, so I'm not going to say, little dumpling thing that looked like a little pig. It's cool to look at. I did not get that because there's no way I'm going to eat something that looks like that. It's just too much risk for me. But I was able to get a iced matcha latte. My wife hooked me up on that. Love it with a little bit of vanilla in there. And then you get a pineapple bun. So pineapple bun inside is nice and soft, but the exterior is nice and crusty. So when you bite into it, it tastes amazing. I'll add the address down below as well. What to look out for next week? Obviously the high weather. We should have a little leniency in rates a little bit, drop a few basis points, so it should decrease the rate by maybe 0.25%. Hoping for that, and hoping to be by closer to 6 by September. More inventory coming out. If you look at a chart of how the homes go, every time it gets to summertime, May, June, July, as I've been saying all the time, a lot more homes hit the market, a lot more inventories out there. We're going to have a lot more variety for you guys to pick out from, look at, and see what you want to buy and what you don't. A lot more homes to show as well. So that's a big thing to look out. 4th of July is around the corner, a month away. Actually 2 months away. Never mind, it's not even around the corner. I thought it was, yeah, scratch that. But yeah, Other than that, sunscreen is a big thing. I'm definitely gonna be using that because I'll look like a fire extinguisher if I don't. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Take care, stay safe, enjoy the sun, don't stress. Give me a call if you have any questions. If you're looking to get a valuation on what your home is worth, call me. I produce solid 100% on what it's gonna sell for, a plan on how it's gonna sell, plan on how I will sell, how I'll negotiate, what it's worth, where your equity is gonna be in it, down to the T, everything broken apart. I did 3 of those this week for 3 other people. And if you're looking to buy and you don't want to compete, again, give me a call. There's options. There's not only option of just going over asking. Other than that, you guys take care, stay safe, have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.